In this lesson, we're learning a new legal move by adding to both sides, and that's going to help us isolate the variable. And we'll be working off this worksheet, which you can find in the description off my Teacher Pay Teacher website. So when I look at this setup here, I notice there are no legal moves I can do. I can't take anything off, and there's no zero pairs. And so what we teach them is we're looking to isolate the variable. How can I get this 2a by itself? And I want to get rid of this negative 5. And the way I'm going to do it is really the exact same way we would do in traditional algebra. We're going to add a 5 to both sides. And this is our legal move. With two hands, I hold it up and I set these 5s on the scale at the same time. And this allows me to have this zero pair, which now can be removed. So now I have the legal move of taking off with one hand a zero pair. So when this comes off the scale, I mean, it's clear that our a equals 4 because 4 and 4 makes 8, and I have 8 on both sides. And let's go ahead and say that means the negative a equals negative 4. All right, let's take a look at another example. Similar situation here. There are no legal moves I can do, and isolating the variable, I want to get rid of that 4. And yeah, I'm sure you can already see what are we going to do at this point. We're going to add a negative 4 to both sides, and that's our legal move, two-handed, adding to both sides. And then we do our one-handed move where we remove our zero pair, and then we can see here that these two b's equal negative 12, not positive 12. And so we need to remember that we're going to be writing that b equals negative 6 because negative 6 and negative 6 makes negative 12. And that means that our negative b equals a positive 6. So let's go down to the bottom of the worksheet and do one of the tougher ones. I think it's good to take a look at this. Now, notice we have a distributive property. And in the setup, the way I've done it is that I've got these y and a 1, it's shown 3 times, right? And if they want to arrange it differently is fine, but that's the way we're teaching distributive property. So I've set that up, and on the other side I have a negative 7 and 1y. And then you can already see I do have a legal move that I can do, and we want to take care of those first. So I'm going to take two-handed move those y's and take them off the scale. And then I notice that to isolate the variable, I need to get rid of these 3 1s. And I'm going to go ahead and do my two-handed move by adding a 3 to both sides. And you can take these 3 1s off and replace them with a positive 3, or you can just do this all at one time is fine. I've got my 3 and my negative 3 and my 3 1s, and there's my one-handed move of removing a zero pair. And now over here I have 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got negative 10 and 2 y's, which means that my y is going to equal negative 5 and my negative y equal positive 5. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look. What does this look like if I'm drawing it? It's easier than it looks, but let's take a look at what that looks like. So, same problem, and we're going to set this up. Let's see, here we go. Again, by thinking distributive property, right, we're going to cover up that 3, and I see that I have, notice how I've drawn this. I've got a y and a 1, and I've drawn it 3 times. And on the other side, my negative 7 and a y. If your students are setting it up like this, and because they clearly see, oh, well, after I do my distributive property, I'm going to have 3 y's and a 3. This is fine to set it up like this. In fact, it's great if they're seeing this, but we want to teach it this way and let them show it the other way at their own pace when they're comfortable with it. So the next step, of course, is remember we took away, we saw we had a two-handed operation, and so I'm going to draw it like this, that I'm removing one y from each side. And then when I add my negative 3, I'm going to just draw it like this. I'm adding a negative 3 to both sides. So how do I remove that zero pair? I'm just going to circle the whole thing and draw a little arrow that shows that I've taken that off. And now when there's nothing left to do, I'm going to redraw the scale. What am I left with? And you can see, okay, that one was taken away. I'm left with two y's on one side, and on the other side, I've got that 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got my negative 10. So when they go figure out what does y equal, we're going to go ahead and show it like this. I'm going to write that little negative 5 next to each one of those y's so I can do my check. Negative 5 and negative 5 is negative 10. And yep, so I have negative 10 on both sides. And then I can write my answer. The y equals negative 5 and the negative y equals positive 5. And that's how I'm drawing it. And one other note, I like to tell the students, my students, to write your final answer in a box because often they'll want to write negative y equals 5, which is correct. But if you're taking a test on a computer, often the computer will mark that answer wrong, even though it's correct. And so I remind them they're looking for what y equals. And so go ahead and tip that answer to the side a little so it makes it easy for me to find. And then I know what you were thinking was the final answer. So there you have it, our new legal move. Thank you.